Hello world of YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Viral's Movie Reviews, where I review movies that you guys suggest. I got the movies this year I feel like discussing. And this time around I'm reviewing the film Requiem for a Dream, which was requested by YouTube user blankety blank blank blank. Their comment is on screen now if it's still around, because it was from way back when I started doing the show. But this movie, Requiem for a Dream, if you ever want a movie to scare you from drugs or to scare you off of drugs, this is that movie. This movie is utterly depressing. I mean, by the end of the movie, I just felt so bad for these people, and if you don't know what it's about, it stars Ellen Burstyn, Jared Leto, Damon Wayans, and Jennifer Connelly. Those are the four main characters, and it revolves around them dealing with drug use, the addiction to said drugs, and the downfall of each of them. And I mean, you have people in this film who are already addicted to drugs as characters, and then you have Sarah Goldstein, who is Ellen Burstyn's character, who is Jared Leto's character's mom, and her story's the saddest, but each of them all it's so depressing to watch them go through this entire movie. I mean, like, you see them kind of have this apex of, joy, but then it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. But enough about the story. I mean, it's a really good story, it's a really good movie, and it's really depressing, but that's not just what this movie has really good going for it. They have this revolving theme, the theme song to the movie that plays in the beginning, that kind of keeps reoccurring when significant actions happen, or when to kind of highlight certain parts of the movie. And I think that that's really well done. I think it's really well put, because the theme song itself, a lot of people are familiar with. It's something that can really enhance something, make something a lot more epic, and it's really good. It's a really good score. The scoring in this movie in general is good, because I like the kind of strings with the electronic beats, the electronic hip-hop style beats. I like that about it. The scoring is really good in this movie, and the editing is really good in this movie. It's something a lot of people have praised about it. The use of split screen and throughout the movie, or the jump cuts, or the frequent fast cuts when they're doing drugs, is really well done. And the sound effects to accompany that, the sound design of this film is really good as well. I actually had watched part of this movie in a sound design class way back when I started college, and it's a really good example of that. The sound design in general is really good, but they really enhance a lot of the sounds, and they really focus on a lot of the sounds when they're doing drugs, and I feel like that's a really good way to kind of sonically get into the mind of someone who's on drugs. There's a scene in general after Jared Leto's character smokes pot, and then it does a spit up montage of what he's doing after doing so, and the subtle nuances to that are really well done. And I like any of the uses of sped up in this film, because they're really well done, and all the editing in general is really good. I think that the scenes of kind of tapping into their minds even more, like especially when there's a scene when Jennifer Connelly's character kind of gives up her body to her psychiatrist so that Jared Leto's character and her can get drugs. And there's a scene when Jared Leto's in his apartment and he's thinking about her having sex, and in order to relieve himself of that, he does heroin. And the kind of sequence of him getting over that is just really well put together, and all of the sequences of this movie are really good. They're just really super depressing. There's a sequence when Ellen Burstyn's character, I felt like I was saying her name wrong. Ellen Burstyn's character, when she's really starting to take effect of the drug, whenever the drugs are really starting to get to her, there's this kind of nightmarish sequence that she goes through, and it's super, super depressing and scary, and like really well shot, because throughout the entire movie, she's been addicted to this television show that's kind of like a self-help infomercial. And there's a sequence where she kind of has this, where she kind of goes insane, because throughout the movie she's kind of delving more and more into insanity because of the drugs, but there's a scene in general, the kind of apex to her insanity before she really just snaps and loses it, when the characters out of the TV become alive. The host is there, her own projected image of herself from her past that she's trying to cling to appears to her, and they kind of make fun of her, and then she's kind of just ripped from her own reality and put inside of the TV show that she's been watching throughout the entire movie. And it's so well put together and shot and really makes you feel for this person. I mean, this movie is really good. I like this movie. I think it's trippy, it's shocking, it's depressing, and it's awesome. I think that everyone in the film does a really good job with their characters. I had never seen a Jared Leto movie, but I think he did a pretty good job in this. I'm not a fan of his band. I don't like 30 Seconds to Mars, but I didn't let that cloud my judgment of him as an actor. And I think he did a pretty decent job. He did a pretty good job of portraying this junkie. And I think that Damon Wayans even impressed me, because I'd never seen him do serious work. I'd only seen his comedy roles, and I didn't know how he could do serious. And he does it really well. And I think that the fact that they do it so well really impressed me with their work. I figured Jennifer Connelly was going to be in this movie, and I didn't know Ellen Burstyn, but I think that she did a really good job too. I mean, again, her story is probably the saddest and the most depressing and the absolute just most heartbreaking part of this movie, because by the end of it, I felt so bad for this woman, and it hit me right here. It hit me right there, and it was really, really sad. And if you want to see a sad movie, watch this movie. But I recommend it in general because, again, the film, the artwork, or the film work, the film direction, the camera work is really well done. They do a good job of being intimate yet distant with the characters. They kind of make them feel so disconnected from reality, and I think that that's really well handled, and I think it's really well composed. I think that this film is just a visual, audible, play-written piece of work, and I like it a lot. If you're a film guy and you haven't seen this movie, you owe it to yourself to see this movie. It is on Netflix, but just get it in general. I'm probably going to buy this movie because I really like it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Requiem for a Dream, kind of summed up in a nutshell. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Again, if there's a movie that you would like me to see, leave it in the comments below or in a YouTube message or in a tweet, Facebook, Tamble, me. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of the completions lately. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go. Next movie review should be Clerks to start off my Kevin Smith Oeuvre review series. And I'm going to be doing those and other movie reviews as well, kind of intermingled with those. But I'm going to get out of here. I've been Viralrak. You got to good days, lives, and situations, and I'll see you another day.